Hey YouTube, how are you doing? Today we'll be watching the new preview for the 5.2 Genshin Impact version. Been looking forward to it for a while. It might be actually I'm very likely to be pulling for Just because she seems kind of interesting. At least to a 50-50. That's I feel like the least I will do. Obviously on cheat depending it can change quickly. Like if I lose the first 10 pull, I'll probably go all the way. Stuff like that, you know. The usual stuff I do when pulling. But story-wise, I don't know what to expect. The only thing I kind of know about this version is that there will be just gun auto run. But let's see what we're gonna get in that. But before we get to the actual special program, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's check it out and see what they got in store.
We're a tribe of warriors. In ancient times, we were responsible for patrolling and defending all of NATLAN.
So Khan's still managing to sow discord, even after all these
There's
years.
a flower feather
If
clan.
you want to resolve a conflict through dialogue, sometimes you need a third-party facilitator.
He's riding on the
This time
flying
and
guy.
place, I'll bet the easiest person to find is...
Oh, that's Lali's from.
His spirit has gotten lost and can't find its way back to his body.
I just want to rescue someone, and Granny won't let me.
Aurora.
500 years later, and it's resurfaced again.
Capitano.
I worry that we risk repeating the mistakes of the Cinder City.
As long as the soul is involved, I should be able to
Any
help.
boss?
Be free!
Let's turn into Marco Kinky.
Take me up!
It's a shape-shifting thing. Look her riding again
Time
as
to say
well.
hello. Knock him down.
It's either your end or mine!
Before the final moment truly arrives, we must fight harder than ever.
I got Ziplali on the... Can't wait for her. She's gonna be a giga must pull. I feel like she's kind of turned out to be best waifu of them all. But the Moalani is great too. It's kind of very hard for me. Moalani and Ziplali are both best waifus. Hello, Porin. But I think Chaska might be worth going. Also, I wonder if they put Aurora on with her. Although we won't get to know that. We only get to know that when it comes a lot closer, I guess. And they might not want to put the new character with the other new character. Let's see. Where's...
Travelers, welcome.
We got the NPCs again. The VAs are still not back. We got the NPCs again. And I guess we're kind of that's the second rodeo already. So maybe they're gonna be a mainstay in the future.
To the Genshin Impact version 5.2 special program. I'm Gabe from the Loke team.
And I'm Kai. We meet again. Whoa, a cuckoo soar. Want to join us?
Hey, don't be shy. Come out and say hello.
I'm not sure what that meant, but it was adorable.
She approves of your compliment.
Hey, I didn't know you could speak Saurian.
Oh, I can't. But I can make an educated guess based on her body language.
Whoa, are all cuckoosaurs as friendly as this one?
Adult cuckoosaurs are usually very proud creatures, but there are always exceptions.
Well, since our cuckoosaur friend kicked things off for us, I know just the place to start. The Flower Feather Clan.
All right, let's do it. Cucusaurs live among the Flower Feather Clan, which is
We get
suspended
new,
high above the
zone.
mountains. This is a tribe of warriors, and most of
New
their people
faction.
can command the power of the skies. It was the Flower Feather
So I take it we get Flower Feather Clan and Masters of Nightwind, and then they leave for later the what's the bodybuilder clan called again? Collective of the Many with Jensen's clan is probably saved for later. And that's when we finish the last reputation quests. Or I would assume quest-wise. I don't know if they would do quest-wise. It's probably gonna be we get the Jaska for the as hero for the Flower Feather Clan, and as 5-star we'll have the clan quest finished like immediately, and then the Master of Nightwind quest will be saved for Sidlani, and maybe the last region will be an even later with release of Jensen, but the quest will probably be finished with Jensen. But I guess it depends if Jensen is 5-star. I'm guessing Jensen is 5-star right now.
Clan's ancient duty to patrol and safeguard the entire region of NATLAN. As elite special forces, their job was to detect threats, disseminate intel, and quickly neutralize any dangers to the nation. Though the circumstances are different now, the tribe never forgot its origins. They still hold trials to assemble the fastest teams in the tribe. The trials test a pilot's skill
Looks
and
dangerous.
teamwork with the Cucusaurs.
Oh, I'm so pumped about these Cucusaurs.
Yeah, Cucusaurs are the proudest out of all the Saurians. They know that they're the kings of the sky. Cucusaurs can consume phlogiston to climb higher or perform a
Flying.
horizontal roll in midair. Holding the sprint button allows them to enter an accelerated glide state after a horizontal roll. In addition, they can even use
If this is the Thanos, Jaska is gonna be the character that can do that actually. She can actually fly around like that probably on her gun. On her big ass
phlogiston
gun.
wind tunnels to quickly cover great distances.
Okay, so I'm assuming that Cucusaurs are really hard to tame.
Yeah, that's true. You need to prove yourself in some worthwhile feat, like demonstrating exceptional archery skill during flight. That's the only way to become a true Cucusaur rider.
Wow, that's so strict.
Yeah, tell me about it. But okay, now that we've got a glimpse of the Flower Feather Clan, it's time for a quiz.
What? Already?
Yep,
Gonna be an easy
I
one
hope
for
you're
sure.
prepared. Every tribe in that land has a unique way of communicating with their Saurian companions.
Special item. I guess that they actually have a tough one there. It'd be like a horn.
The members of the Flower Feather Clan use a special
Oh,
item
did they
to
use a
summon their
feather?
Cucusaurs. What is that item?
A basket filled with their favorite foods?
Here's a hint. We just saw the answer in the previous
The
video.
horn.
Oh, I remember now. Horn.
Actually,
Ding ding ding! Cucusaurs live far from the tribe and from each other.
funny enough, I actually got it right the first try based on the video. As the first guess, I would have guessed horn because I saw it in the video.
So in order to summon them, the tribe's people use whistles and horns to produce loud noises. So there's your overview of Cucusaurs. Maybe they sound a little unapproachable compared to other Saurians, but don't worry, travelers. If you get into a tough situation, then Chaska, the Flower Feather Clan's expert peacemaker, can help mediate the
I
conflict.
beat up the most
Knitch
powerful
mentioned that her
Cucusaur for
method of mediation
a ton of
is
time for-
silencing both parties.
For Mualani.
Is that true?
Well, that's only in special cases. Most of the time, Chaska barely needs to intervene. Everyone knows what she's capable of, so people usually find a way to set aside their differences when she shows up.
Oh, so she doesn't just handle conflicts between humans and Saurians. She keeps the peace between people, too.
Exactly. Chaska was corrupted by abyssal power as a child, so she has a strong compulsion to fight, but she knows how to rein it in.
Right. I heard that she was abandoned as a baby. It seems like she's been through a lot.
Yeah, but luckily for her, the Cucusaurs took her in and raised her as one of their own. In addition to hunting and flying, Chaska gained a lot of unique combat experience from her Saurian childhood. When Chaska is in your party, defeating monsters will restore phlogiston to your party. While she's in the Night Soul's Blessing state...
That's pretty sick, actually. Regaining something? Like, it even works in Abyss or something, maybe. I don't know. And you can ride on a gun around. You can fly on a gun.
Chaska can ride and control her gun like a Kukusaur. The Soul Sniper doesn't just increase her movement speed and resistance to interruption, it also allows her to get a better angle on her enemies.
Wow, that mid-air perspective is so cool. It seems so liberating.
Yeah, and Chaska's fierce when she's in the zone. In the Night Soul's Blessing state, Chaska's normal attacks deal animo damage to enemies in front of her. Unleashing a charged attack in this state will cause Chaska to enter a special aiming mode. This allows her to lock onto a set number of enemies within range and fire up to 6 Shadow Hunt shells, which deal animo damage upon impact. In addition, for every Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro character in your party, one of Chaska's Shadow Hunt shells will undergo an elemental conversion to deal the corresponding type of elemental damage.
Whoa, no way! So Chaska can directly deal other types of elemental damage based on the characters in her party. And since she's an animal character, she can swirl them at the same time. That's awesome!
Yeah.
And I think that most you put like not that many in. Because I think if you go for Auroron, you pick 2 and then give Auroron the other new set or something. The support set, because her main damage is then turned into Electro and that's arbitrarily say Hydro for easy example, since we saw for Rena as well. And then Auroron buffs through the set the 40% damage increase on Electro and Hydro, and then you get the only the. I think Marvika will be a change up for that type as well. With Marvika having the support set and Pyro and something else to react with it, to have potentially crazier reactions going. But since she's Animo, obviously she's kind of somewhat locked out of some of the more, I guess, niche supports that force like 2 elements like Chivalrous. Also, I think you might need some Zhongli equivalent, although Layla, since it's a charge attack, and Layla buffs charge attack with one of the... So maybe there's a favor for Layla in some form or way, if you go Cryo Pyro. Potentially with Marvika, Layla, and... Is it Lali? Random ping. And you have melt and reverse melt depending on how the bullets go. I don't know if you can control the order of bullets in some form of way to get easy reactions within itself. But I guess that's to be seen soon. We can't really change that from this alone. But that requires intensive testing.
I know, right? Her Elemental Burst has a similar function too. Chaska fires a Gale-splitting Soulseeker shell during her burst, which deals animo damage. The attack then splits into 6 Soulseeker shells, which continue to attack nearby enemies. These shells can also undergo elemental conversions.
That's so cool! No wonder she's one of the strongest warriors in her tribe.
Speaking of her tribe, the warriors from the Flower Feather clan are formidable for sure, but we should also shed some light on those who aren't as skilled.
Oh, are you talking about the wingless? That's what the tribe calls people who fail the flight trials, right? They're the challengers who fail to earn the recognition of a Kukusaur.
Exactly. But the name doesn't indicate that those people are weak or deserve to be cast aside. The Flower Feather clan has its own definition of strength. There's a tacit understanding that the wingless are supposed to be protected until they can fly by themselves. But that assumption is challenged in Tribal Chronicles Tlalocan.
Oh, that's good. The last one with Sedona was actually amazing. So I'm somewhat looking forward to that. It's basically character story quest differently packaged and no longer with the weird key system. I'm looking forward to those kind of. Chilona probably had the best one so far of these.
Someone will dare to ask, what if you didn't need a Cuckoosaur to fly? If you could change the rules,
Chaska
then
needs
maybe there
one.
wouldn't
She
be
rides
any
on a
wingless
gun.
to begin with. Now, whether that's the right path is for us to discover. Chaska will also be there to help us find the answer. So, be sure to check out Chaska's Tribal Chronicle if you're interested in what happens.
Is there anything else that you can tell us?
Remember how I mentioned that Chaska was raised by Cuckoosaurs?
Yeah, tell us about it.
Her Saurian mother will make an appearance in this quest. Even though she's joined human society, Chaska still goes to visit her Saurian mother on occasion, especially when she needs some help with a tough situation.
Oh, so Chaska still has the soft side, even though she's a fearsome warrior.
Definitely. The Flower Feather Clan is also the setting for the Archon Quest Chapter 5 interlude.
Can we get an
All
interlude?
fires fuel the flame. The tribe is facing a crisis, and they'll need the...
So the big stuff will be saved for when actually Marvika drops, like when we go down to fix the big things with Capitano Marvika. So we will have also more Jensen appearances. Can't wait for her banner. Jensen is cute.
travelers' help to find a solution.
What kind of crisis?
Well, the Flower Feather clan suffered the worst of the abyssal contamination during the battle in version 5.1. It's not just the human body that can't withstand high concentrations of abyssal power. For most people, it also damages the mind. Many members of the Flower Feather clan are suffering from the mental repercussions of the abyss, and the tribe is in desperate need of aid. Iansan will be there too. After rebuilding her own tribe, the Collective of Plenty, she's traveling around NATLAN to help those in need.
The people of NATLAN really value unity, don't they? No one fights alone.
Right.
That's one of my favorite things about NATLAN. Oh, wait.
Capitano's here too.
It looks like the captain will also be there.
Yes, the captain will also offer help to the tribe. You may pick up on some interesting information if you pay close attention to what he has to say. The captain rarely gives away too much information in his regular interactions, but his secrecy here seems a little peculiar. So keep an eye out, but of course, restoring NATLAN's fighting spirit remains the top priority. After all, the war isn't over yet. The abyssal contamination is still around, and we have a very important battle ahead. NATLAN needs mental fortitude more than ever before.
The Flower Feather clan is pretty close to the Masters of the Nightwind, where the Ictomosaurs live. That tribe could be another good place to recover from the battle.
Oh yeah, let's check it out.
If you head west from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame and go past the towering walls, you eventually arrive at the settlement of the mysterious Masters of the Nightwind. The tribal settlement offers a unique glowing landscape at night. If you venture even further, then you might encounter the tribe's one Ictomosaur elder or one of the many shamans who can communicate with spirits. I even heard that the witch doctors who live there can help cleanse your spirit. Plus, the graffiti art is really incredible. In fact, there's something special about this one. Can you figure it out, travelers? It's kind of tricky, right? Well, don't worry. The Ictomosaurs can help us out. Ictomosaurs are known for their wisdom. They can use their unique sight to detect things that can't be seen through normal means.
Whoa, okay.
Right.
We're getting the Eye of Truth from Zelda.
Ictomosaurs are especially skilled at detecting ley lines and phlogiston. They can absorb power from phlogiston objects to enhance their abilities. Doing so allows them to jump higher, move faster, or even obtain surprising rewards. Ictomosaurs can also extract information from graffiti art to
So will Auron be able to do it, or will they save it for Citadel?
create special objects.
Or Auron will have like the
I
small...
bet that'll come in handy for solving puzzles.
Definitely, especially in Tribal Chronicles Mictlan, which will become available in version 5.2. The first two acts feature a lot of intriguing puzzles, so be sure to check them out, travelers. Some of them will require the help of an Ictomosaur, and others can be solved on your own.
I noticed that Ictomosaurs can perform fast-paced jumps when they have enough phlogiston, and it looks like so much fun. Do we know anyone who can use that ability? Besides the new Saurian, I mean.
Yes, Auroron can do it too. Like the Ictomosaurs, Ororon has the ability to rise into the air. He also has a keen sense of perception.
Pretty cool.
While charging an aimed shot, Ororon will enter the Spirit Speaker state, allowing him to extract power from NATLAN's graffiti and runes.
Speaking of Ororon, I was honestly super surprised by his personality. Before the 5.1 Archon quest, I thought that he looked like a stern, stoic, and harsh type of character. But as it turns out, he's just a sweet kid.
Oh, that's a good boy.
It's kind of unexpected, right? Is he really that sweet, though? Just to think about all the sneaking around behind his granny's back.
Ah, true.
The tribespeople of the Masters of the Nightwind are known for being eccentric. But Ororon really takes it to the next level.
Yeah, it sounds like he does things his own way. I wonder if that extends to his combat abilities.
It does. Ororon is a bit different from the NATLAN characters we've met so far. He doesn't need to depend on the Night Soul's Blessing state to gain Night Soul points, and he can maintain the Night Soul's Blessing state even while he's off-field.
Ah, that does sound different from the other NATLAN characters. So how do his abilities work?
Let me start by explaining how Ororon gains Night Soul points. This can happen in multiple ways. For example, Ororon can gain Night Soul points when one of his party members triggers a Night Soul burst. He can also gain them when other party members deal Hydro or Electro attacks to enemies after Ororon unleashes his elemental skill.
Oh, then it sounds like he works well with Hydro and Electro characters.
Yep.
I guess the first thing that he doesn't have the mandatory restriction of only Hydro and Electro as far as I know, so the first thing would be like something like Chaska, Furina, Ororon. Sigivene. And then you have the probably a Sidonin, but I still want Sigivene in there. Also gives double Hydro. It's gonna be a fun team since he got like some off-fit stuff, and then we'll also have like all the reaction. I don't know what, but he can be using the support set, and then you have all the big buffs for Chaska. If I end up getting Chaska, I will be trying that team for sure. I guess I gotta get Ororon as well.
And in combat, when enemies take damage from electro-charged reactions or other party members deal Night Soul aligned damage, Ororon can consume Night Soul points to enter the Night Soul's Blessing state and trigger the Hypersense effect, dealing electro damage.
Oh, I see. So you need to pair him with the right characters if you want him to gain Night Soul points, enter the Night Soul's Blessing state, and trigger the effect.
Exactly. Though I should mention that Ororon doesn't need to be on the field to trigger the Hypersense effect.
Wait, he can trigger it even while he's off-field? That sounds really useful.
Totally. His Elemental Burst provides a convenient way to deal damage and support your party. Ororon performs an ancient reach roll with his burst to summon a supersonic Oculus, which taunts nearby
relatively
enemies to
large
draw
area.
them in. Once they're up close, the Oculus releases a sound wave to deal damage.
That
And since it draws them in, it also helps them push them into the AoE so that Chaska can swirl and do other AoE stuff, and they don't run. And the supercharged reaction makes them also not get pushed away, unlike Overload.
should be great for crowd control.
Yes! With Ororon in your party, dealing with large groups of enemies should be a lot easier. And speaking of making things easier, Ororon can also improve the exploration experience by boosting the gliding speed of your characters.
Awesome.
Ororon really cherishes his friends. With a little teamwork on his side, I'm sure victory will always be within reach.
Or gliding when you can fly with Chaska.
Cool. So we introduced two of the upcoming regions in this update, the Flower Feather Clan and the Masters of the Nightwind. But there's more. Version 5.2 actually introduces another new region. It's called NATLAN.
Oh, I think we caught a glimpse of this ancient city when we were looking at the Flower Feather Clan.
So that's
It's
where,
really beautiful from
you
far
mentioned that
away,
city,
but those clouds look
Cinder
kind
City?
of ominous. It looks completely abandoned. Is it dangerous?
Yes, this is a restricted area in NATLAN due to its severe abyssal contamination, and it seems uninhabited. Over the years, many adventurers have come here in search of treasure or to slay the dragon. Unfortunately, none of them have ever returned.
That's where we fight the ancient dragon in Darkness 2.
The Flowerfeather clan often sends riders to patrol the area and to prevent people from getting too close.
Wait, did you say slay the dragon?
Yeah, I know we introduced some adorable saurians earlier, but this creature is actually really terrifying. It occupies this ancient city and guards it fiercely. If it detects an intruder, then it will attack without hesitation.
Okay, that's pretty concerning.
It's easy to take human-saurian coexistence for granted these days, but it actually took generations of effort to reach this point. This relationship wasn't nearly so harmonious in the ancient past. Travelers will need to explore NATLAN to uncover the reason behind this dragon's rampage. Of course, travelers won't have to do this alone. Here, take a look.
Oh, what's that?
This is a very
It's probably gonna be unvoiced side quest called Unforged.
important companion who will help us explore NATLAN. His name is Kokoik. As for his power, well, why don't you take a guess?
Okay, is he our moral support? You know, maybe he could make a cute noise every now and then to cheer us up.
Hey, let's not put our Tapetlosaur friend out of a job. Little one works really hard.
Okay, then I've got nothing.
Remember how I mentioned that NATLAN is heavily corroded by the abyss? Well, that's where Kokoik comes in. We can use his power to clear abyssal contamination. Follow the direction indicated by his light to collect secret source scraps and enhance his power. Once Kokoik has enough power, you can take him to track down the evil dragon.
Who's that wife?
What a useful little guy.
I know, right? Now, travelers can explore NATLAN with...
Who's that waifu? I guess an NPC waifu we got as. Also dinosaurs.
with two companions, Kokoik and Little One. In fact, I've heard there's even a special token around here that can enable Little One to traverse a volcano. A new adventure with Little One awaits in version 5.2. This update will bring us one step closer to uncovering the mysteries of Little One's past. Familiar Saurian companions can also help us explore NATLAN.
To be honest, first I didn't even know what they mean with Little One, but of course it's the unnamed one we have.
For example, with the help of a Kaholasaur, we can evade source mechanism attacks. With the help of an Ikitomisaur, we can solve certain puzzles. With the help of a Kukusaur, we might even be able to chase down the evil dragon. But
So
we'll
can
leave
you
the rest for
task
you to
help us?
discover, travelers.
Wait, are those some kind of lava fish? Does this mean we can fish in NATLAN?
Yes,
in the
but
lava?
I've got some friendly advice, travelers. You should be very careful while exploring NATLAN. Some of the abyssal monsters here can distort their appearance to mimic powerful enemies. High-level monsters such as the tenebrous Papilla can mimic even stronger enemies.
Huh? It looks like these monsters take the form of plants outside of combat.
Yep, that's true. The abyss has corroded NATLAN's ley lines, allowing these monsters to read the memories inside of them and mimic creatures from Tevat.
How do we defeat them?
Travelers will need to use elemental attacks to break the enemy's protective void wards. Doing so allows them to take damage and causes them to enter a brief state of confusion. Night Soul-aligned elemental attacks are especially effective against these wards.
Wow, the Abyss has gotten so advanced. It's scary to think about how much harder these fights will get if these abyssal monsters continue to evolve.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a
I mean, if they put them in the abyss, they're gonna be rough, but they're probably just gonna put in anyway, here's Magu Kinky. They only put Magu Kinky and the two dancers from Fontaine there. They're like all the time in there.
A lot of information to take in at once, but before we take our first break, we still have a couple of short announcements. Really short, I promise. First up, limited time exploration rewards will be available in version 5.2. Just like in version 5.1, travelers can earn up to 400 extra Primo Gems, and the rewards will be available all the way through version 5.3. It's now time to introduce the event wishes. In the first half of version 5.2,
Yeah.
travelers can look forward to...
They put Auroron there. He is there. And Lenny is right. Oh, that's kind of... Lenny has a second rerun and we didn't even get a single Risley rerun. Yeah, that's... People were memeing on that when the reruns for the Fontaine, and it's actually what is that? What is MiHoYo's problem with Cryo? Okay. Stop bullying the poor Cryo element. Cryo did nothing wrong. Shenhan needs to be released from jail. She's a precious waifu. Auroron and Chaska, that's very enticing. Let's hope the rest of the ban isn't gonna be bad, but that improves the value of the banner a lot from having 2 new characters on there. And I guess it does make sense since they both playing them both together synergize as well, ability wise, and I kind of want to play them together. So it's although we gotta pray to get them. It is not easy to get a 4-star character. There's no pity for that. So
event wishes from Chaska and Lenny. Auroron will also receive a drop rate boost. And in the second half of version 5.2, we'll have a returning event.
Nuvola got his second one too, and he was the same version as Risley. I know they want to push out some strong characters probably before Mavica so that they can drain people's funds of people that don't have them. Because they're both definitely still insanely powerful. Damn.
Event wishes for Zhongli and New Villette. The weapon banner will feature a new 5-star bow, Astral Vulture's Crimson Plumage, and 2 new NATLAN specific 4-star weapons. Be sure to check them out if you're interested.
Alright, it's time for our first break. Once we come back, we'll dive right into the event portion.
Probably gonna be good for doesn't the Lenny Bow buff like charge attack damage as well? Because he's a charge attacker, so Chaska could technically also just run the Lenny Bow. So if you lose, you still get a bow. That's good.
Liz?
Welcome back. Let's dive straight into.
Hey, this weapon looks sick. So it looks pretty badass. I could see the weapon looking really cool on like Kujing or Clorinda. I don't know what it does, but it looks pretty damn cool. Auroron is bow, so I guess it's not... Could have looked cool on Auroron as well. But that's a cool sword. It looks more like it's somewhat taken from Inazuma.
The event section. So in the first event, we'll get to learn more about the Masters of the Nightwind.
That's right. In the version 5.2 event, Ikitomi Spirit-Seeking Scrolls, travelers will team up with Citlali and Auroron to get to the bottom of a mysterious accident that occurred within their tribe.
Travelers will need to complete combat challenges to defeat enemies who try to disrupt the ritual. They'll also need to reconstruct scenes from the tribe's woven scrolls and gather lost spirits scattered throughout the region. Travelers will only be able to uncover the truth if they collect all the clues. But don't worry, there are also various rewards to earn along the way, including Primo Gems.
Ooh, I really like the vibe of this event. It looks like Citlali is performing some kind of ritual. It's also mysterious.
When a situation gets tough, it's Granny to the rescue.
Lali's just the best. She's waifu. Top tier waifu. Better than Mavica. I said it here.
Definitely.
Citlali and Auroron have some really fun dialogue in this event.
I'm always grabbing the popcorn whenever these two interact. They're practically a 2-person show. And speaking of fun, let's get into the first Lost Spirits minigame. Travelers will have to work together to herd the scattered roaming spirits into specific zones.
We already had that. Is this the core version of this? The last time we had, like, you had to hoard into your own zone more.
To earn points. Pay attention to the conditions on the field if you want a higher score. For example, travelers can jump on stone slabs that appear on the field. These slabs will break open and release even more spirits. Storms may also appear during the game. You can track down spirits more effectively if you pay attention to the direction of the storms.
In Evil Banisher, travelers will need to select the right teams to complete the objectives. Completing all of the objectives will award you the Banishing Aura, which allows you to deal AoE damage by spraying paint at enemies.
That paint really matches the Masters of the Night Wind's aesthetic. It's super cool.
Yeah, and so does the Spirit Loom in restoring fragmented records. Citlali will use her powers to reveal
Oof, that's probably gonna be like 10 seconds and then the automatic hint ruins it for you.
special fragments. Travelers will need to piece these fragments together and assemble them on a woven scroll.
Make sure that you pay attention to the order and positions of the fragments. Oh, there's something else that we should mention. Travelers can obtain a new 4-star sword by completing this event.
Short.
The design definitely fits the Masters of the Night Wind. It looks like some kind of ceremonial
Oh, it's more bluish at lower level. It probably goes purplish at when you have
artifact.
I totally agree.
Ascension.
Oh, and this event will allow travelers to learn more about NATLAN's
That's probably the
secrets.
finest.
For example, this quest will reveal new clues about a mysterious
Mare
and
Chivari.
legendary place, the Mare Chivari.
Wow,
Yeah.
we've been hearing about this place since Mondstadt. It'll be nice to get some new information. On a related note, the Adventurers Guild has prepared a new trial for its members. Active adventurers have been invited to take on the challenge, including the Traveler. Travelers will need to complete various challenges with designated characters and fully leverage their skills to earn
That looks
rewards.
fun.
I know you're up to the challenge, Travelers. Good luck.
In Mondstadt-related news, the Knights of Favonius are conducting a war game to improve security tactics in the region.
Are we
And who
gonna
better
have
to test
that
these
again?
tactics
That's a repeat. We had that in
than
the
the
US.
Honorary Knight?
Is it
Be
the
sure
tower
to pay
defense
close
thing?
attention to the game
Where we
since
send
the
units?
format has changed to this time. Travelers will need to select combat units and stratagems to deploy against the opposing formation. Once the lineup is set, the monsters will fight automatically. Available combat units and stratagems
Genshin
are
Direct
completely
Strike.
random. You know, just to build some unpredictability
They
into
can't
the war
hit
game.
air.
The chances of encountering elite combat units increases as the war game progresses. Even more elite monsters will be available for travelers to use. It's a volatile environment, so do your best to win as many rounds as possible, earn war game medals, and collect the rewards.
All right, let's keep the excitement rolling in this next event. We actually have a demo, so please take a look.
Oh, looks like
combat
they're
event.
selecting tactics. Double damage? That sounds powerful.
Right. That's a card
Oh,
game.
it's automated. Cool. The elemental
Wait, what?
reaction effects are completely different.
This brand new heated battle mode is called Automatic
So it's becoming an auto battler too.
Artistry. Powerful support cards have been added for nearly every elemental reaction. Choose cards that align with your strategies to
support
trigger
cards.
powerful elemental reactions. The
They got,
effects
like,
will change
tons of
depending on
HP.
how you play. In addition, the overall gameplay is very laid back. Characters will automatically duel each other, and skill animations are now shorter in length.
Wow, it's like we got a whole new
Where are
Genius
stack
Invocation
healers?
TCG after coming back from NATLAN. Talk about whiplash.
Like, what if I stack AoE healers in every slot? and just control somebody else, because not like they can focus down one specifically. So if everything heals everything, like Chichi, Barbara, everything. and like Giga Phrase, Stall and I feel like I might be. We gotta see the fake, but I might be cooking probably the lamest strategy.
That's right. Even if you've never played Genius Invocation before, I really recommend checking out this new gameplay mode in version 5.2. The new version will also bring a few updates to
Sigivene.
regular Genius Invocation.
Sigivene. We got more healers. So Chichi, Sigivene, Barbara. Got a plan. Sigivene is so cute on it. I'm gonna be building a Sigivene deck for sure. Just like I built one for Jerry was great too. I love the
Location TCG.
Do you ever feel a little cooped up while you're playing card games? Well, don't worry about that. Our next event will give travelers the opportunity to enjoy the great outdoors. In Claw Convoy, travelers will need to help Lamia track down some adopted animals. Travelers will be able to see the animal's point of view by using a special tool. Once you've managed to deduce their location, you'll be able to track them down.
Easy.
Once the animals are safe and
That's
sound,
fun and
travelers will receive a gift from the mysterious figure who adopted them. I feel like Auroron would really shine in this event. He's definitely an animal lover.
I can see that. I'm sure that he would jump at the chance to meet animals from other nations.
Yeah.
Finally, the Leyline Overflow event will return in version 5.2. If you need Mora or character EXP materials, then keep an eye out.
Alright, let's dive
XP.
into some updates and game optimizations. First up is the change to the Imaginarium Theater. Previously, travelers would be returned to the theater lobby after completing a challenge and have to reopen the Fantasia Tome to continue.
Yes, people
Travelers
didn't-
provided feedback
but
that
the
this
talking to
setup
them was
interrupted
kind of
their
fun.
experience. So, this will no longer be the case in version 5.2. Now, after finishing a battle, all you need to do is click Next Act if you want to keep fighting.
Nice.
So the
Travelers can now
talking
enjoy
is-
the thrill of combat without any interruptions.
And for all the generous travelers who like to configure supports for their friends, a supporting caster record has been added in the new update. You can now check which friends have borrowed your supports by looking at the supporting cast.
Nice. But I don't have C6, so maybe people don't really borrow us. But my Jiri is very strong.
Past the screen.
Cool. It'll be nice to know that our supports are helping people out.
Yup. Oh, and the party configuration mechanic has also been optimized. Besides the elemental filtering, the Imaginarium Theater will now feature recommended row icons, elemental statistics, and markers for the main types of enemies.
That is so
Pretty good.
helpful. I'll occasionally put together
It
a
would probably be helpful for people that aren't necessarily knowledgeable to see what if it's characters that they may have never played or something in what sort of role they have.
random team if I've just started experimenting with some characters, but this information should make it a lot easier to form strategic teams.
These markers will display key information on how to counter enemies, but in a much more prominent position. Hopefully, this change will make it easier for travelers to form the best teams.
Yes, now we can directly see which elements work best against specific enemies. That's definitely going to save some time.
For sure. And we can expect even more optimizations in the future as travelers continue to provide valuable feedback about their experiences. Okay, let's introduce the other system optimizations coming in version 5.2. You can outsort 5-star artifacts in your inventory based on when you obtained them, from the most recent to the oldest. Second, the animations for crafting materials, forging weapons, building furniture, and cooking dishes are now shorter in length.
That's really nice. The dev team designed a lot of intricate animations for these features, but it can feel a bit frustrating when you have to watch them over and over again.
There will also be several optimizations for the Serena Teapot. The seed dispensary can now hold more of every type of seed.
Nice.
You'll be able to purchase wood at the Realm Depot in exchange for Realm currency. In addition, the cooldown for the boon of the Elder Tree will be reduced to 5 seconds. This way, it will be easier for travelers to collect wood.
Awesome. I've
Kind of like swapping to it is always so much of a pain in the ass. If I always have the seed dispensary active because it's just the best to passively always have active, so I
been
never
meaning
swap
to
away
use
from
some
it.
cool replicas in my Serena Teapot, but I'm always short on wood.
about NATLAN
So this
pot?
should be really helpful.
Nice! I'm so excited
NATLAN
for you!
pod when?
Oh, and optimizations have been made to artifact locking. The updated lock assistance interface will allow you to configure
Aurora
lock
Chaska
settings
seems
with
good,
a
Banner.
single click. Just hit Use Recommended Settings and you're set. The recommended set lock plans will even update automatically based on popular.
Also, the meme came true. Nuvola gets this. Nuvola and Linny both have the second rerun before Risley gets one. They never beat the allegation of hating.
In-game configurations. Of course, if you have your own ideas in mind, then you can always disable the recommended plans to configure custom ones instead.
The update also allows you to batch lock artifacts in your inventory based on the recommended general lock plan and set lock plans. This will make it much faster to organize your inventory. In addition, a shortcut button that navigates to the lock assistance
That looks
interface will be
complicated. I
added
don't
to the
know how much I
Artifact
can
Domain
use that.
Challenge screen and the Artifact Acquisition screen. This should make it easier for travelers to configure their locking rules whenever they want. A star feature will also be added next to the lock button on each artifact. Travelers can use this feature to mark their favorite artifacts and filter by stars to quickly track them down.
Finally, treasure compasses will now be able to locate even more treasure locations,
They made it even
including
more fun.
Sealies and time trial challenges.
Well, this is good. Time trials. Yeah, Sitlali as potential cryo is probably never gonna get rerun in ages, so we gotta get her on the first run. We gotta get her for sure. I mean, she's waifu, so we gotta get her for sure. But now we gotta. Now there's even more pressure to get her for sure. Or I'm already saving to get her for sure. I mean, she's basically kind of main waifu now of NATLAN. Maybe it's kind of. I'm still somewhat torn because Moalani is really great, but Sitlali is also really great. I don't know which one is the better waifu. It's such a hard decision. The only thing I know is that they're both above Marvika.
A quick swap feature will also be added for treasure compasses and Oculus
I think
Resonance
the compass
stones.
change is good. Then
Enabling
I can
this feature
find,
will allow travelers to more easily
like all the random stuff in the zones, like the Celius and the other trials, like that stuff that you don't really find just running through it to truly get 100%. Feels kind of.
use these devices across regions. The feature will automatically switch to the compass or stone that corresponds to your location in the game.
Awesome.
Be sure to check out future announcements for more details on the
Pretty
version
good as well
5.2
with the compass
optimizations.
automatically swapping
All
to
right,
the appropriate.
that was a lot of info.
But if I understood it correctly, the compass changes if you change zones. That's so you don't even have to worry about if you're like at the border.
So this seems like a good time for our second break.
It's time for the third redemption code.
We already used all of these now. Select the. Alright. Oh,
We'll be able to play Genshin Impact on the Xbox Series X and S.
Okay, so
Log into
I don't even
Genshin
know what an
Impact on
Xbox
Xbox
Series
Series
X
X
and
and
S.
S consoles to receive the Wind Glider Wings of Fate's Course Intertwined.
So they have a Wind
Additionally,
Glider for-
Xbox Game Pass Ultimate
I don't think that a wind glider is worth buying a whole as Xbox. Just saying, it's a bit expensive for a wind glider.
members can play Genshin Impact via cloud gaming. They'll also find extra rewards in their in-game mailbox.
Awesome.
All right, that should be everything.
I think I would rather use the money to just buy pulls directly. I think I get more rewards out of that instead of buying the fucking Xbox.
That means that we've reached the end of the special program. Is there anything that you want to say before we go, Kai?
Yes, I'm really looking forward to all the new characters. Chaska and her weapons seem really incredible. I'd love to see how her travel chronicle unfolds because she has such an amazing personality. And Auroran's
Actually, I'm his summary is kind of, because I'm definitely curious about her quests. I don't think we really. Thanks to the Adventures Guild guys once again. It seems like they're gonna be the mainstay now. At a certain point, they're probably gonna take over the show permanently instead of the VAs, because that's kind of, depending on how long it goes, they might be permanently show hosts now. And all that. But they were a lot of fun. Like Webme, when I have not seen the Webme yet, so I gotta. Chaska seems interesting. The minimum I do is a 50-50, but we see exactly how it goes when the time is right, I guess. And what the polls end up being. We'll have lots of stuff with Zitlali. I'm looking forward to seeing her more. She's the waifu. Although I'm looking more for actually her banner. I will get her for sure. And I guess that's pretty much. Story is gonna be like more of a, I guess, aftermath thing. The main thing is gonna be probably 5.3 also, where we get like the big crazy stuff with Marvika and Marvika release. So don't expect crazy much. Although Capitano might give us some lore drops, which is definitely interesting. Overall, I'm positive on the version, and I'm looking forward to it. I think NATLAN is great, and all that. So far, and I think they will probably not disappoint. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a nice day.